Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to Python tutorial for beginner. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you everything about Python. I'm going to show you how you can install Python. Then I'm going to show you how you can run some simple code using Python, everything from the very beginning, step by step, so that everyone can understand it really easily. So if you don't know anything about Python, then this is the perfect tutorial for you. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to install Python on our device or on our Windows. So for it, just go to any browser and in the browser search for Python and then you will see this link python.org. Just click here and this is the official page of Python. So here if you just hover your cursor on this downloads option, you will see this option download for Windows and here you can see a button for Python. So you may see different version over here. That doesn't matter. Just click here and it will download a exe file. There you can see it is around 26 MB and the download is complete. So right now we just need to double click on this downloaded file. Then you see something like this. So here you need to make sure that you check those two options. Use admin privileges when installing and also add python.exe to path. So you must check those two. After that, just click here install now and there you can see it is installing. It will take a few seconds and there you go, installation is successful. Right now we can just close this. Now we'll go to our Windows search option here. Then we're going to say here CMD. So here you can see command prompt. Just click on it and it will open a command prompt. If you now just say here Python -- version, then press enter. There you can see it is showing us the Python version that we just installed. So right now let's go and write some Python code. So since we have installed Python, so if we just go to the Windows search option, then if we just search here Python, you will see this Python 3.13. This is the version that we just downloaded. So if we just click on it, it will open something like this. So here we will be able to write some Python code. For example, let's say you want to print something. So I'm going to say here print a first bracket, a double quotation. Let's say we are going to print hello or, and we need to end this with double quotation and first bracket like this. If we now just press enter, it will print hello world. If we say here on +3, then press enter, it will show us the total of those number. But if we say here what is on +2 and press 11 + 2, let's say, and press enter, it will give us an error because every programming language has a way to write a code. And one more thing, that is obviously in the command prompt, it is not recommended to write any code. So we're going to use Notepad in order to write some Python code. So let me just close this. So let me just go to my Notepad. So here we'll go to Windows search option. Then we're going to say here Notepad. So right now we're going to click on Notepad and it will open Notepad over here. There you can see. So here we're going to click on File. Then we're going to click here Save As, and let's say we're going to save it in desktop. Here we're going to give the file a name. Let's say the name will be my_program, and for Python we need to give a dot and py. So here this is a name. You can give this name anything you want, but for Python file the extension always will be .py. And here for this text document we are going to choose all file. So make sure to choose all file and you can give the name anything you want, but the extension always will be .py. After that just click on save and there you can see the file is saved right now in the name myprogram.py. So if we just go to our folder and if you go to desktop, there you can see this file document looks a little bit of different compared to those text file. So let's write some Python code here. Let's say here print the same thing. Let's say print to double quotation and inside it we're going to print hello org. We need to end this with double quotation and first bracket. So let's save this. So click on file, then click on save, or you can press Ctrl plus S. So this will be saved. Now how can we run this? Because we do not have any command prompt over here. So in order to run this, what we need to do is that we'll go to our Windows search option and we're going to say here CMD. There you can see command prompt. And in the command prompt, we're going to say Python. So we are saying to the command prompt that we're going to run a Python file. So after this Python file, we need to mention the file location, and the file location is over here. You can see. So what we are going to do is that we are just going to drag this file to our command prompt and leave it here. So it will paste the file location over here. So we are saying Python and then the file location. It means we are saying that we are to run this Python file. If we now just press enter, there you can see it printed hello world. So there you can see it printed hello world that we just write over here. So obviously Notepad is not the best way to write Python code. So in order to write Python code, you should have a code editor like Visual Studio Code or any other code editor. So I'll recommend you to use Visual Studio Code for Python. So let me just close this Notepad file and we're going to install a Visual Studio Code to write our Python code. Now let's go to our browser again, and in the browser we're going to search for Visual Studio Code, then press enter. So it will take us to this website visualstudio.com. Just click on it and here you will see this option download for Windows. Click here again and it will start downloading a exe file. So it is around 100 MB. It will take some time. Right now I will just fast forward the video. And there you can see the exe file is downloaded. So once the download is complete, you just need to double click on this exe file and it will show you something like this. So you need to accept the agreement, then click on next and keep it the default location. Click on next, then click on next again, and I will recommend you to check all those options from here. Click on next, then click on install, and it will take a few seconds to install. And there you go, installation is successful. So right now if we click on finish, it will open the Visual Studio Code. Right now I'll just click on finish. So the first time you open Visual Studio Code, you will see something like this. So let's go and open our this Python file using Visual Studio Code. For it, we're going to click on file. Then we'll click on open file. Here you can see open file. Click on it. Then let's go to our desktop and our file name was myprogram.py. We'll select it. Then click on open. There you can see the file open over here. And we can just close this welcome from here. So let's just save this. So right now we need to run this Python program. But the thing is we need to install some Python packages in Visual Studio Code. For it, here you can see extension. So we need to click on extension and then in the extension we're going to search for Python, and there you can see it is showing us Python over here. Here you can see Python. Just click on it and you will see something like this. Here we need to install this in order to run our Python code. So we'll click on install. It is installing and it will take a few seconds. And there you go, installation is successful. So right now if we click on it again, you will see this uninstall option. It means Python is installed. So we can just close this right now. And after that we need to do one more thing, and that is we need to press on Ctrl plus Shift plus P. Then it will open something like this. And here we need to search for Python clone select interpreter. And here you can see select interpreter, this one. So we need to click on it. Then it will show you the Python and the downloaded version here. We just need to click here and we are done. So right now we'll be able to run our Python code over here. So here you can see this is our Python code, and how can we run it? We can just right click over here, just right click on your mouse, and here you will see this run Python option. Okay, let me just right click a little bit at the top. Then here click on run Python and click here run Python file in terminal. Click on it and it will open a terminal over here. Let me just drag it up, and here you can see it says hello or. If we say here let's say on plus 2, then it will print on plus 2, not 3, because it is inside 2 double quotation. So if we just again just right click, then click here run Python in terminal, there you can see it printed on plus 2, but it didn't print 3. So in order to print 3, we just need to remove this double quotation from here, and there you go. Click on it, and there you can see it printed 3. So right now, let's say you want to comment something in Python. So in order to comment something in Python, you need to give a hash, and you can say anything over here. This is a comment, let's say. And if you just run your code again, there you can see it printed only 3, and it didn't print this, or it didn't give us any error for this. If you just copy this, and you can also paste this comment over here, then run it again, it will not give us an error, it will still print 3. Let's say here stop this on, let's say this is my Python, and here you can see that I write a string over here. So when you write a string, you need to end this with double quotation, and there you can see there is no error over here. So your Visual Studio Code will also show you error if you make any mistake. If you just run it again, there you can see it is showing us this is my Python, and it also didn't print the comment or showed us any error for this comment. So we are done with the basics. So right now we are about to run our Python code. I hope everyone is with me right now. So again, right now we are going to talk about variables. So what is variable? So we can assign a certain value in a certain variable. For example, in math, normally we used to do a equal to 3 and b equal to 4. So what is the total of a plus b, right? So we are going to do the same thing, but instead of only number, we are also going to keep a character and a sentence or a string as well. Let me just give you an example. This is actually really simple. But before we declare a variable, let me just show you some rules for declaring variable. So here, before we declare a variable name, the variable must contain letters, number or underscore, but the variable cannot start with a number. And also spaces are not allowed. At the same time, you cannot declare keywords as variable. And what are keywords? Like break, tie, if, else, those are keywords in Python. So you cannot declare those as a variable. And the variable should be short and easy to understand for everyone. And the variable is case sensitive. For example, if you declare a variable bucket and you write the B in capital, so every time you want to write bucket, you must write the B in capital. If you give smaller letter, then you will get an error. So those are the rules for naming any variable, and it is actually really simple. So let's can declare a variable. Let's say my underscore name. So this is the variable, and the variable can have underscore. We're going to give a equal, let's say Yamin, which is my name. If we say here my name Yamin, it means this name will be assigned to this variable. If we now print my name, it will print Yamin, because apparently the value of my name is Yamin. Let me just run this, and there you go. It is showing us Yamin, which is the name. And if we now say here my underscore name equal to, let's say 10. So here at the beginning, the value for my name was Yamin, but here we just change the value for my name to 10. So if we now print this, then it will print 10th. If we now just run this, then you can see it is showing us 10th. And in Python, whenever you declare a variable and for the value, if you give double quotation, then it will count this as a string. And over here, you can see we write my name is 10. It means the variable type this time will become integer. Integer means basically number. So let me just show you a example. We say here my name is equal to 10. So this is an integer or a number, right? So we want to print the variable type. If we just say here, let's say print type, and we will keep this inside to first bracket. So it will print the type of the variable. If we just run this, then you can see it printed integer. Integer means number. And let me just remove this. And here you can see right now in the my name variable, the value is Yamin. So if we just save it and run it, here you can see it says string. So Python is intelligent enough to understand what is string and what is number. So up until now, we just give the value over here. Now let's say we want the user to give the input. Let me just remove the type from here. Let's say we want the user to give the input. So for it, what we need to is that we just need to say here name equal to input. Then we need to give to first bracket and we'll ask the user a name. Let's say here, what is your name? So what we are doing is that we are asking the user the input for this variable, then just print the variable or print whatever the input is. So if we now just run it, there you can see it will ask what is your name. So we are going to say here this time Adam, and if you now press enter, there you can see it printed Adam. Okay, let me just give a question mark here and let me run it again. And here we're going to say, let's say this time Sarah, press enter, and there you can see it printed Sarah. Let me just drag it up. Here you can see Sarah. Now let's go and talk about operator. So here instead of my name, we're going to say if 3 equal 4. So we want to know if 3 is equal to 4. And whenever in Python, if you want to check if something is equal to another value, then you need to give 2 equal, not single equal. So this will return false because 3 is not equal to 4. If we now just run this, then you can see it says false. But if we say here, if 4 equal 4, run it, it will say true here. There you can see. Also, let me say here, if 10 is greater than or equal to 4. Okay, let's just keep it simple. We'll say if 10 is greater than 4 or not. If we now just run this, it will say true here. So let me just show you some rules about operator. So here, if you want to check whenever a data is equals to another data, you need to say here equal, double equal over here. And if you want to check if a value is not equal to another value, then this is the not sign here. And this is the less than, greater than, is greater than equal, or is smaller than equal. So this is just some basic math. I hope you can understand really easily and just remember those symbol over here. Okay. Now let me just show you those operator using some example. I mean using some variable. Let's say here Adam underscore age is equal to 17 and the voting age is 18. We want to check whether Adam is eligible for voting or not. So here we're going to say print Adam age is greater than or equal to voting age. So we are going to say here voting underscore age. Okay, is greater than sign will be before the equal sign. So here, if the Adam age is greater than or equal to voting age, then it will return us 2. So if we just run this, then you can see it returns false because Adam age is less than 80. Now let's say Adam age is right now 25. And if we now run it, it will return us true. There you can see it return us true. So instead of those, let's say we want to print something. Let's say Adam is allowed to vote. So instead of printing true and false, we are going to write a if condition. So let me just remove this and we're going to say here if, then we'll give to first bracket, we're going to say here Adam and age is greater than equal to voting age. And for if condition, we need to give a clone here. Then we need to press enter. And here make sure that you are at this position. If you are in different position, then you will get a error. You need to be exactly on this position. So if you just click here and then press enter, it will take you to exactly to this position. Okay, so just write your code from here. So we are going to say here print. So if the Adam age is greater than or equal to voting age, we are going to say Adam is allowed to vote. So if we now run this, there you can see it says Adam is allowed to vote because Adam age is greater than 18. Let's say right now Adam age is 16. So if you now run this, there you can see it printed nothing over here. Let me just clear this. Let me just say here CLS, press enter. There you can see it got cleared. So if we now run this again, there you can see it printed nothing because this condition is false. That's why. So obviously we want to print something if the Adam age is less than voting age. So here what we can do is we can write a else condition here. So in order to write the else condition, we need to be just below the if condition. So just come below the if condition, then say here else, then you need to give a clone here, then just press enter and it will come exactly to this position. And here we're going to say print you are not allowed to vote. So let's run it again and here you can see Adam age is 16 right now. There you can see 16. So Adam age is not is greater than voting age, so it will print this song. Run it. There you can see it says you are not allowed to vote. If you say here Adam age is 19, then run this, it will print Adam is allowed to vote. So you can write multiple condition inside this if else condition. For example, if you want to write one more condition, then what you can do is that you can write else if condition. So you need to write it like this ELIF. Then here you need to write your condition. So here we're going to say, okay, let me just remove this equal sign from here. And here we're going to say Adam is equal 14 age. If the Adam age is exactly 18, then we're going to say print congrats. From now on, you can vote. So when the Adam age is greater than 18, we'll say Adam is allowed to vote. But when the Adam age is exactly equal to 18, we'll say congrats, from now on you can vote. Otherwise, we'll print you are not allowed to vote. So if we now just run this, it will print Adam is allowed to vote. And if we say here 18, which is exactly equal to the voting age, so if you now run this, it will say congrats, from now on you can vote. So you can write unlimited number of else if condition in Python, but you can write the if condition only once for a certain condition. So those are the if else condition. So right now we're going to talk about for loop. Let me just close those or remove those. And here, let's say you want to print something, let's say 10 times. So we are going to say here hello or and I'm just going to copy this and print it, let's say 5 times. And if we now just run this, there you can see it printed hello world. But here you can see I made a mistake over here, spelling mistake. So right now, if you want to fix this, we need to fix it on by on. We need to say here hello, then hello, again hello. So like this, we need to fix all those places. And obviously, to print those multiple time, that will be quite a hassle. Sometimes you may need to print something, let's say 100 times. So obviously it is not possible. So there is a simple way to print something multiple times or do something multiple times, that is by using while loop or for loop. For example, let me just remove those, and here we're going to declare a variable. Let's say variable x equal to 0. Then we're going to say here while, then to first bracket, and we're going to say x less than 5. We need to give a clone here. Then we say print x. Then in the second line, we're going to say x equal to x plus on. Okay. So what is happening here? So at the beginning, we said that the value of x is 0. Then we said here while x smaller than 5. It means we said the value of x should be smaller than 5. Then here we are printing the value of x, which is 0. Then we are coming here and we are increasing the value of x by on. So right now the value of x is on. Again, it will come over here, on is smaller than 5. So it will print right now on. Then the value of x will become 2 because on plus on is 2. Then again it will come over here. Okay, 2 is smaller than 5. Then it will print 2, come over here, and at certain point the value of x will become 5. And 5 is not smaller than 5, so it will not print anything. It will just close the while loop. Let me just run this. Okay, let me just close this, clear this here. And let me just run this. There you can see it printed 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And stop age, what we can do is that we can print different things here. Let's say here hello world. Oops, I made a spelling mistake and I just run it. There you can see it printed hello world. But right now, if I just fix this only ons, and there you go, our problem is solved. You can just run it and there you can see it printed hello world without any mistake. So there is one more loop that you can write, and that is called for loop. So this is known as while loop. So let me just show you for loop. So let me close this, and here we're going to say for x in range. Then let's say we want to print from 1 to 10. Then we need to give a clone here, press enter, and it will come directly below the x automatically. Then we want to print x. You'll say here print x. Then if we now run it, there you can see it printed from 1 to 9. It didn't print 10. So instead of print x, we can say here print yamin. So it will print yamin 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me click on run, and there you can see it printed yamin here. You can also do a few more things using for loop. Let me close this and let me declare a variable. Let's say days equal to, we'll give to third bracket here, then to double quotation, and we're going to mention the days here. Let's say Saturday, then we say here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, then Wednesday, then Thursday, then we'll mention the Friday. Let's say, so we want to print the days, and here you can see inside to third bracket we keep some values, and this is called array. So if you write some value inside to third bracket, then this variable will be known as array, and we will be able to print those using for loop. For example, if we just say here for, and let's say here d in days. So here we are saying these days right now will be in the d variable. So whatever value we have inside days will be right now in the the variable. Then we'll give a pronoun here, press enter, and we're going to print D. So it will print all that day using this T variable. If we now just run this, then you can see it printed Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now let's say we don't want to print Tuesday, for example. So we can write the if condition here. So let me just say here, if the D equal TUE, then we're going to say here continue. Then we'll say here print D. So what it will do is that except the Tuesday, it will print all the other days. If we now run it, there you can see except Tuesday, except Tuesday, it printed all the other days. And if you want that when we find Tuesday, we want to stop printing. So for that case, you can write here pray. And if we now just run it, there you can see it only printed Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So those are the basics of for loop and if condition in Python. So right now let's go and talk about function in Python. So in order to declare function in Python, we need to say here def. Okay, let me say here def, and then you need to give your function a name. Let's say the function name will be my underscore. Let's say Yamin. You can name it anything, your function name, but before it you need to say def, then your function name. Then we need to give to first bracket and a clone here. After that, let's go and declare a variable. Let's say $text equal to, let's say this is the best Python video, and we want to print this. So we are going to say here print, then we'll give to first bracket, we say print text. So if we now just run this, it will print nothing. There you can see. Okay, let me just clear this CLS. And here, if we just run it, there you can see it printed nothing. Why? Because this is a function and we need to call function. If we do not call function, then this function will do nothing. So here, we just need to come down and go to the left. Over here, if you write it over here, then it will consider whatever you write over here inside the function. So if we just go back a few spaces, then it will consider as outside the function. So from here, we need to call this function. So we are going to say here my underscore Yamin, then to first bracket like this. So if we now just run this, there you can see it printed. This is the best Python video. So if we just copy this print and paste it a few more times and run it, there you can see it printed 3 times. Again, if we just copy this function calling from here, you can just copy this, and if we print it, let's say 3 times and run this, there you can see it printed. This is the best Python video 9 times. You can also pass value using function as well. Let me just give you an example. Let's just remove this text from here and those two from here. And here, I'm going to declare a variable text. So right now there is no value in text. If you now run it, you will get an error. So from here, we need to pass a value for this text. Let's say here, we need to give to double quotation. Then we'll say this is the best Python video. Okay, we need to remove the semicolon. And if we now run it, there you can see it printed this is the best Python video. So what happened is that it called the my Yamin function with this value, and this value is assigned to this text variable, and then it printed this is the best Python video 3 times. So this is a string that we are passing using the function. You can also pass numbers as well. And one more thing, that is, if we just copy this, cut this, let's say, and mention this before this function, then what will happen? Okay, let me just show you. If we just run this, then you can see it printed nothing, or it actually give us a error that my yamin is not found, because we mentioned this function before we declare this function. So you always need to mention or call the function after you declare the function. So if we now run it, there is no error this path. Now let's go and pass some number from here. So let me just remove this, and here let's say my code, and here we're going to say age, then we're going to mention name, and let's remove the print from here for now. Let's just keep to first bracket, then give a clone here, and we're going to write a if condition. But before it, let me declare a variable. Let's say age equal to 18 or 19. Let me just show you a basic first using if condition inside a function. So we're going to write the if condition here. If age is greater than, okay, we need to declare one more variable. Let's say it will be 14 equal to 18, and we're going to say age is greater than voting age. Then we need to give a clone, and if the age is greater than voting age, we're going to print you can vote. Otherwise, we're going to say here else clone print you cannot vote. So right now, if we just run it, nothing will happen because we did not call this function. So we're going to press enter, and we'll go back at the beginning, and we're going to call this function my vote. So let's say here my underscore vote, then to first bracket, and if we now run it, then you can see it says you can vote, because here you can see age is 19. But right now we want to pass the age from this function call from here. So what you can do is that you can just move the age from here, and we're going to say here directly age. Then we'll just come down, and here we're going to send a number from here. Let's say it will be 17, and if we now run it, it says you cannot vote because 17 is smaller than voting age, which is 80. If you want, you can also print age over here and also the voter name as well. Let's say age, comma, name. So we're going to pass the age and name from here. So let's say age is 17 and the name is Yamin. And we also want to print the age and name as well. For it, what you can do is here you can quote, after that we're going to give a comma here. Then we're going to mention the variable name, which is name. Then we're going to give another comma. Let's say here the name is, it will be you can vote. Yamin is, let's say 19 or 20 years old. So we want to pin the age here. So we say here age, and we can say here, okay, it will be not inside single quotation, double quotation. It will be like this, and we're going to say here old. So what will happen is that we'll pass the age and name from here. So the age will be 17 and the name will be Yamin. Okay, instead of 17, let's say here this time 19. So age will be 19 and name will be Yamin, and it will check the condition, and it will print you can vote. The name, which is Yamin, is 19 years old. So let me just run this, and then you can see it says you can vote. Yamin is 19 years old. So you can do the same thing for the else condition as well. Let me just copy and paste it here, and we're going to say you cannot vote. Yamin is, let's say, only years old. So this time let's say Yamin is 16. Age is 16, name is Yamin. If we run it, there you can see you cannot vote. Yamin is only 16 years old. So those are all the basics of Python. So let me just talk about a few error that you may face. Let me say here CLS, clear it. And here you can see I write print over here. If you just write print here, exactly below the if condition, you will see this error sign. And if you try to run this, you will get an error. So some of you may do this silly mistake. And also if we just input this clone from here, there you can see it will show us an error here. And if we try to run it again, it will give us error over here. So by reading the error, you can understand that where is the issue. There you can see it showed us that for the print there is a issue, and it also give us an arrow sign that there is the issue. So by reading the error message, you can identify your problem. So those are all the basics of Python. I hope this was useful. If you still face any problem, any error, or if you have any question, just let me know in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future tutorials.